Hey, this is Fujisaki with a late night response video to Time Lord's top 10 favorite Kamen Riders. And I shall start off with number 10, Decade. He was an interesting writer from the start, with reintroducing me to a lot of the writers I watched and loved. He had this big shadowy past. He didn't have the whole show was about his character development, along with telling small bits of each writer world story. That's why he's number 10. I'm recording 9. Kabuto. He was just an arrogant bastard, but you had to love him for being an arrogant bastard. He was always right in the worst way. You must not spill the tofu. Number 8, Kuga. Another very excellent writer. I saw Kuga in his own show before I watched him on Decade. So I was already in love with him before I saw him on Decade, which made me fall in love with him more, because his naive attitude for everything is trying to make everyone smile. Number 7, Black RX. It was my first real dive into my Kamen Rider madness. It was a videotape that I gotten from a friend. The very last episode of Black RX, where he finally defeats the bad guy. Number 6, Kamen Rider G3. He got pushed around a lot, he broke a lot, but his henshin had to be one of the better ones. You just put on the helmet like one of the classic writers, and he got shot at a lot. Number 5, Kiva. I liked his story. It was just so involving. How it went from his dad to him all the time, and it always had just the wackiest story. Which would bring me number 3. No, 4, which is 555 or 5s. It was more of a serious writer series, with writers that would die almost every other episode because of the belt. But 555 stayed in the longest. He had the awesomeness of the Kabuto clock up, but he had more power than him, which is why he's number 4. Number 3, Double. They were just the funniest writer to date, which is why I like a lot of the writer shows, because they're funny. You get a lot of comedy out of them, unlike Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, bad taste. But Double, you had 100 different forms for one writer. He possibly had more forms than Decade. Number 2, Kivala. Yeah, she was from the Decade series. She only was in the movie, but she took out Decade in a single blow because he wanted her to, but she was on constant rider PMS. I wouldn't want to meet her in Dark Alley. Even before she got her powers, she was always beating Decade. And that which brings me to my number 1 Kamen Rider choice, which is Kamen Rider Shin. He was one of the series that wasn't really mentioned a lot in the 90s because it was uber violent. Kamen Rider Shin ripped off the enemy's head, and you saw blood running down the thing's spinal column. That was just epic. But now I'm going to tag 3 people. TJ Omega, you're tagged with a Rider Punch. Number 2. This will have to be a tough choice. Optobotomus, I tag you. And number 3, I tag you, Arrows 1. Thank you, and have a pleasant evening.